How to use Google Calendar for productivity and time management full tutorial. Hi there, you guys interested to learn about Google Calendar? You are in the right video because in this video I will be talking about this platform and how you can maximize its features to help you with your tasks and a lot more. Well, there are some things that you think will be simple actually end up getting really complex, right? Like this one, calendar. Google knows this all too well, which is why it recently rolled out a brand new Google Calendar and plenty of nifty features to go with it. While a few features in the latest Google Calendar aren't new, they have changed somewhat. So still other features you might not know exist at all. So let's go over all of them to make your life a little easier. Well, Google Calendar comes with your personal Gmail address, and you won't believe how simple it is to use and set up. But if you work at a company that uses its own Google Calendar, you suddenly have to find out how best to integrate your personal calendar with your weekly meeting schedule, right? So yeah. Um Google Calendar can start to feel a lot less simple the more events you have on your agenda, so do not worry about this. Luckily, there are also some cool hacks and under the radar features you can use to make your life in Google Calendar much easier to organize. So, here we go. Let's start. First tip that I want you guys to remember is that create new calendars for different parts of your life. Yes. So when you first start out on Google Calendar, you're given one calendar to start with. So right, yeah, this is your calendar. Now, it's the one with your name under my calendars right here. This is your name. And like managing your yeah, like managing your actual schedule, planning periods of focused work time, and scheduling repeating reminders, you only have one place to do it. But when you're only working with one calendar, all of those things get treated equally. You get what I mean? It means that you can quickly and easily pull up the non repetitive important tasks you have for the day, right? Now, to combat this, you just have to create a new calendar for each part of your life you'd like to keep track on your Google Calendar. Now, how can you use this feature? To create a new calendar, click the little plus sign next to the My Calendars or just this one, event or task or other calendars. This one. Create new calendar right here. This one lets you create an event for the existing calendar, but if you want to create a new calendar, just hit this button. And then from this point on, you can then name it. You'll yeah, basically what you want to name it. Maybe like work life, and then a description, a calendar for work. This is maybe like more of like your personal calendar, something like that. There you go. Now you have a different calendar. Yay! You have work life. How many have you do you have? You have birthdays, reminders, tasks, and you have that one that's named under you. So let me just go ahead and okay. Right. Next thing that you need to do, pro tip, schedule meetings with groups using find a time or suggested times. Situations where you need this are like times when you need to arrange a meeting with several people who have busy schedules, and sometimes it can be really annoying to try to figure out when you're all free, all of you guys, right? So thankfully Google Calendar actually has two features that can do the heavy lifting for you. We have here suggested times and find a time. Now how can you use this feature? To use this, either two of this option, first, you have to make sure that you've added everyone to the event who needs to attend, right? Then, if you'd like Google to suggest a time for you to meet, simply select the suggested times, link below your guests' names. A drop-down window will appear with a list of times when every meeting guest, including you, is available with no conflicts. Now, for example, we're going to add in an event, like an event for April 30. Now for April 30, we have an upcoming event. We have the Real ST Talk. It's going to be an event. I'm going to add time. And you're going to add guests. This is where you add in your guests. So add in your workmates and stuff like that. So let me just go ahead and add in one. Okay. All right, I'm going to add him. save, like send. All right, there you go. I've saved the event, and yeah. Next is sync meetings with your CRM as well. That's going to be helpful for when you are working like with a CRM. So to do this, it can be annoying, like to be back and forth between your Google Calendar and your CRM. So instead, you can dive into your CRM settings to see if there's an existing integration with Google Calendar. If you're using HubSpot CRM, it's quick and easy to set this up. And I'm not sure if MailChimp has this, but if you're using HubSpot, it can be a lot easier to set it up. Next tip that I have here is, sync your calendar with your marketing software. Now, for HubSpot customers, you can use Zapier to set up some pretty nifty workflows. Now, if you're looking forward to, I actually, making your calendar a lot more productive depends on the integration that you do with them. And once you integrated your calendar with a lot more software that you use for work, of course, you're going to maximize the features of that platform. Yes, but now moving on, hide your event details. Hiding your event details can also be helpful because sometimes the meetings you host or attend are sensitive in nature, right? So keep in mind that a closed door isn't the only way for others to know what's going on inside. So the events details in Google Calendar can also reveal more to the rest of the office than you'd like. So to ensure you have as much privacy as you need during more sensitive meetings, set your event to private. Now, for example, I'm going to set this event to private. All right. This is the event that we've created. Just click it and hit on edit. And this is where you'll see all of the things that you can set up for this certain event. You can hit on more actions. You can print, delete, duplicate, or publish the event. Or you can also, the guest permissions, you can also set them here. For example, we're waiting for one guest. What can they do? They can see the guest list. They can invite others, or they can modify the event. Yes, or you can just private this event with just, removing that person. And basically, that's it. So it's really easy to maneuver Google Calendar. And finally, I'll have to end this video with one last tip for you to maximize being productive on Google Calendar. You add a Google Hangout to your event. So this is so you can easily set up a face-to-face remote meeting. Yes, you guys. So to do this, you'll just have to click the link to add video call. I'm not sure if it's here. Yeah, once we hit the event, click the event. And this one, join with Google Meet. You can just copy this. You can just hit it. And you can set up a meeting for you guys, for your team to meet up in Google Meet.